Okay, so this will be part 2, I guess. It should have been part 3. I filmed one last night with the microphone, but I didn't. I messed the audio up terribly with Audacity, so we're just scrapping that, and we're doing it again in the morning. For those wondering, I did just get back from school. I did my test. I think I did a pretty good on it for someone who didn't study. It's the one and only Digo Double G. Anyways, the reason we're here is because the video I tried to do yesterday was really just to apologize for how bad the first one was, which I'm still going to post, obviously. But also, I figured the most logical thing for me to do now would be to discuss why I didn't like Season 8 of The Walking Dead. Or the first 8 episodes, at least. So, to get into it, the big thing, if anyone who watched it, first, obviously, huge spoilers, obviously. The main problem with it was the disjointed plot. The way they told the story. Like, the best way I can put it is, when I first started watching it, I texted my friend Lucas, who's a good guy. He knows a lot of storytelling and scriptwriting. So I figured, it looks like a good idea. And I said, hey, Luke, what do you think of Walking Dead so far? I'm watching it. And he just said, I see what they're going for. A cool disjointed war story. And they've totally failed. Which they completely did. It just didn't work. The problem I found was, it was just too much too quick. But at the same time, it was too much of nothing too quick. Would get all these scenes that led nowhere, that did nothing. So I don't know about you guys, but I would just forget things. People would just be in places, and I didn't know how they got there. Not a big deal, but you see what I'm saying. So another big issue I had with this season was the characters' decisions and their method of decision making. Like, one example was there was that part where it was Daryl, I think, these two, and Michonne, they're gonna go blow a hole in the Negan's building because that'll show them. Well, because that way they can the zombies, walkers, will get in, eat them all, whatever. So they're just gonna do it. Which, first off, makes no sense because they have a plan. They have a well thought out plan. Why would they just do this? Anyways, they are just doing this. But then halfway through, Michonne just like, I can't kill people. So she just leaves. So I'm like, so why was she there? It's not like, maybe later in the season this will come up, but in this, there's parts later she's just cutting guys' heads off like humans, not walkers. But she just cutting no issues. So that was stupid. I thought they were really dumb. There were some other like nitpicky things like I didn't like. I believe the character's name is Tara. This girl. She's just an asshole for the whole season. Like, I'm sorry to sound like a dick, but she's just an asshole. Like, just that part where they capture people, which is sure, and they're unarmed, whatever. So you have to assume that, from just a storytelling perspective, a good character wouldn't do anything. I understand they're trying to blur the lines. Oh, they're going crazy, but still, she just it's that part where she's sitting on the truck and they're walking, and she's just like, it was just stupid. It made me hate the character. It made me think she's just a dick, and I don't. Maybe that was the point, to make me not like that character, but I don't know. I've never liked her. Poorly written characters don't work, so that's a great example why. So, next up, I found I know I said earlier there's a lot of fast-paced blah blah blah, but I also said there's a lot of fast-paced nothing, and I feel like that was just a huge waste of time. There's just so much where we didn't, like that Michonne thing, we didn't need that whole scene. It did nothing to advance the plot, and I didn't like that. And I also was very curious. So this is the biggest spoiler of the video, which I guess there have been none so far. But regardless, these are my two biggest, these are two large pet peeves I have. The ending. So, big shock. Oh my god, the big surprise ending. Carl got bit. Oh no, he's gonna die. That'll be the thumbnail. Anyways, though, so yeah, Carl gets bit. The way he gets bit is because he was saving this young man we met earlier in the season through little 2 flashbacks, I believe, maybe 3. Anyways, Carl saves him. In the process, you don't see it, but you kind of see it. He gets bit. You don't find out till the very end of the season, which also, I don't see, once again, timelines. how did he, was he bitten for like 3 days, 2 days, 1 day? Because we've seen people go under in like 2 minutes. And I understand he's a kid, it's a show, so whatever, but yeah. So he does that. So he's dead. He has to be dead. If he somehow survives, the show is ruined. Garbage. Anyways, yes, he's dead, and he saved this guy. So I don't know. I understand I understand that Kirkman stated he wants to take the show in completely different directions from the books, because I won't spoil anything in the books, but it is pretty. It's very different now. But even where they were now in the war with Negan's people, the Saviors, it is pretty different, a little different. Anyways, though, this is gonna be huge. So we have this new character who I assume has to be pivotal to the plot soon, because he's essentially replacing Carl's character, who had such a cool little arc going on with the stuff with Negan and kind of like becoming a man and stuff, and it was really cool. And like, yeah, I'm not gonna spoil the books, but it was really cool. And now they're just throwing it out, which I understand they're throwing it out, but they're also taking this new character in, and now they can do infinite things with him. But I just didn't like it. So all in, I had a horrible time. I binged it, watched in 2 days. I remember the beginning, the scene with the preacher and Negan, and then the end, or the father. I'm not religious. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know what happened. That show used to be awesome, or it was fun at least. But yeah, I did not have a good time watching that. So anyways, that's gonna wrap this one up. For me, I did want to leave on a fun note. Now I am saying this to the camera, so I'm probably lying, but I do have a bunch more videos I really want to work on or just get done soon. Like there was one on a little detail I noticed while watching The Shape of Water. I want to make a cool little video on that. I wanted to do a video on the Child's Play film series. I wanted to do a bunch of videos on the Big Papa G, my man. The Godzilla franchise, because I think there's just so much there that people just overlook. I'm burping a lot. What is that? Oh, there's 2 TV shows I really want to talk about. One, okay, there's 3, because one, my favorite show, everyone knows this, is To Catch a Predator. I think it's amazing. I think it's hilarious. It's obviously horrible, but it's also hilarious. There's a show called Moment of Truth. It used to air on TV, not long, because the premise was people go sit down, get lie detectors hooked up, and then they answer the greasiest questions ever, and it just never goes well. So I thought that'd be awesome to do a review on. We'll just go episode by episode, pick out the highlights. It's also one called, it's by that guy, the most stubborn cop in America. What was his name? The hardest warden, whatever. You know, Donald Trump talks about him a lot. He had this show back in the day. I think it's called Surprised You're Under Arrest. And that's the premise. They like lure people in, like, oh, it's a party, it's a birthday, woohoo! And they like party at a club, and the cops just come and get them. And the people are always like, oh no, no way, oh my god. So it looks hilarious. So I wanted to dive into that show a bit and see what's really there. I had one more thing. Oh, I have a new segment, segment that I want to debut soon. I was thinking about just walking from school today. I'm gonna call it "Is It Cringe?" And we'll just dive into things like I got like John Oliver, Nostalgia Critic, Matt Pat, people like things like Death Battle, stuff like that, where I definitely enjoy it. But would I get a bumper sticker of like Matt Pat's face on my car? Would I do that? Or is it too cringy? So I think I'm gonna try to work on a little bit like a spreadsheet formula. We'll break it down. So that will do it for real this time. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for surviving through the first part 1 of this, because I know that was terrible. And I'll see you later.